Okay, it's day 68.2, and in the hour and a half since I recorded, there's been new developments on the timeline, new information coming in. But I think the first thing is April FISAs bring May wiretaps. April FISAs bring May wiretaps. It's just obvious. April FISAs bring May wiretaps. Because look at how many, you couldn't crowd any more FISA lawyers into this April meeting that I talked about this morning than they did. Now, I still believe this first April FISA that brought a May wiretap was denied by Contreras. So in this case, the April FISAs didn't bring the May wiretaps. But if you go down and look at all the lawyers, all the DOJ lawyers, first of all, this is Michael Sussman. He was then at the DOJ, but now he's my learned opponent, over at Perkins Coie. But then the list of all the DOJ lawyers that get brought over, if they were there playing canasta, it seemed like they had too many. It just goes on and on, all the different lawyers, and there's different folks that called this meeting on the 25th. So my point here, going back to the timeline, is that this really was the strategy here was a good offense is a good defense. The best defense is a good offense. Here, Giancarlo gets ridden off the server. Giancarlo gets ridden off the server. Investigation from Hillary. Andy says we've stopped that. Now we're going to hire Flynn. Jury's still out on Flynn for me, if he was maybe a plant or not. I know that makes some people mad, but then Fusion GPS comes in, and this is the part of the offense. I had said the offense was maybe here, where the turning point was in April, but now that I see all these FISA lawyers coming over after this April 12th meeting, I think the offense started actually back here, way back here in March at the end of March, where Fusion GPS gets brought in, and the whole plan is in operation. It's in motion now. They just have to figure out how to dot the I's and cross the T's. As more information is coming back in, you can see that there was premeditation all the way back here when they shut down the server investigation in February. Again, is Flynn a plant? Is he not a plant? We don't know. But then the decision to go on the offensive is made way back here in March, I believe. Way back here in March. When you hire in Fusion GPS, you already have a plan in mind. Is Manafort a plant? And we know Manafort, for 12 years previous, is in John Podesta's office over there at Podesta Consulting, like nobody's business. So is Manafort a plant in this? Is the whole thing an outgrowth of this server shutdown? Hey, we'll put in Flynn as the national security advisor. We can set him up on that, make him an informant. Then we'll hire Fusion GPS to do the smear and the FISAs. That'll get us the wiretap for Flynn. We'll put in Manafort. Now we have the wiretap on Manafort. And then we'll set these two guys up and hope they'll be the two dominoes that knock all the rest of the dominoes. Hopefully we can get Trump Jr. to conspire. We can get Jared to conspire. And, we'll start this chain reaction between Flynn and Trump. I know this is going to make a lot of people mad, but I'm just saying, if you go back to Simpson and Jacoby, and everywhere you find Manafort, he's everywhere. They're together. They're like twins. So anyway, then there's this meeting here. I had no idea this was going to be another Mueller unload the bus with lawyers thing. I went to the Mueller hearing with Flynn the first time. There's 18 people in the jury box that are all lawyers. They're all Mueller lawyers. They're all ex-Clinton Foundation lawyers filling the jury box. This is the Bob Mueller methodology. If we don't have the law on our side, fill up the jury box with lawyers. And hire 50 people if we have to have them just snow the judge with law and quotations. If you don't have the facts on your side, argue the law. So that's what I think actually happened here. And this whole Peter Strzok and all this other stuff is this after-the-fact construction, these sandcastles they're building. This is what really happened. They really went on the offensive, I believe, after they got rid of Giancarlo. They said, "Hey, Giancarlo's fighting this FISA thing. We're gonna have to do it." I think Giancarlo was removed, now going all the way back to February, because he stood in the way of the FISA. He said, "This isn't the way law enforcement's done." That's my opinion. We'll see if the facts bear that out. But then, right here, now we're going to go into the school play meeting. We're going to meet with Jacoby. We're going to meet with Robbie Mook and all the different Palmieri and all the different players in the school play and have this Russia narrative ready for CNN. And then we're going to purport this hoax. The DNC was hacked here. Of course, it wasn't. We know that the Becerra server, we knew we were lying all the time. We're going to go in with Perkins Coie with the cloth on all the servers. We're going to wipe out all the servers. Then we're going to draft this exoneration letter. Then the DOJ lawyers are going to go in and really build the case to the president to get the president to sign off on this. Maybe have the president write a letter of recommendation. But again, we've got all kinds of FISA lawyers there in May. I don't know if the first one has been submitted yet or not. Maybe this is the final preparation before sending it. Remember, Contreras comes in on the 15th of May, so maybe they're doing the final, the final trimmings, hitting a new judge for the first time as soon as he takes over on the FISA court. Maybe, I don't know. But we know that Nellie Oier's hired to write this FISA paper. The timing couldn't be any more exact. The timing couldn't be any more exact than having a wordsmith like Nellie Oer come in and do the final brush up, add some final Russia facts, and then we're going to take it. Here's Glenn and Andy. They're running it over. They're running it over in the middle of the night. They're getting the judge out of bed in the middle of the night. That should say Bruce Oer. They're getting him out of the bed in the middle of the night. They're giving him 40 FISAs and hoping he won't, they're slamming him, hoping he won't get to the bottom. We don't know if that's true or not. Maybe they walked over and had a meeting, but this will all come out. I'm going to say this is the 15th now. I'm going to change this on the timeline that this is the 15th. But the key here now is the president. When did they talk to the president? Now we know the 24th, Simpson's wife brags about this. This is the Trump Tower meeting. Robbie Mook comes out on the 23rd and says, hack, hack, hack. This is according to the script of the school play. Here comes Jacoby, the wife of Glenn Simpson, saying, yep, he's right. Jacoby says, yep, Glenn did all the work here. And now Brennan goes to the White House. This is the information that came out this morning. Brennan briefed Obama on the 24th, verbally, they didn't actually give him the dossier, the presidential daily brief on the 24th. So the question is, was there a May FISA that got turned down by Contreras on the 15th, then they came back and got the president's executive order, only based on a verbal, not based on the president actually reading the order? We don't know that. We don't know that yet, but these details are going to come out. They're coming out on an hourly basis. Now the tarmac meeting makes a lot more sense, because if Brennan actually had that verbal with the president and the president actually signed it, some kind of executive order ordering the wiretap, then Bill Clinton goes to the tarmac and says, hey, we got our FISA. Remember, you can't be communicating these things that happen in a secret surveillance court. This would have to be communicated only in this way, kind of in a secret setting here. I'll respell Clinton next. And then the DNC lawsuit is filed the next day. So, interesting timing.